Hi everybody, my name is Karen. I am one of the counselors here at Plexuss. I will be going over the college checklist for high school seniors workshop, so let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to go over some tips for a checklist for you during the beginning of your senior year. So this will be August to December. The first thing, talk with your high school college counselor. When you're talking with your high school college counselor, you can identify the schools you would like to go to and make a list of schools you actually want to go to as well. You can decide if you actually want to go to college. But yeah, your high school college counselor is a great resource for you during high school. Identify and apply to schools you imagine yourself going to. You obviously don't want to apply to a school that you're obviously not interested in. And your high school college counselor can also help with this. So identify and apply schools you really imagine yourself going to. Begin college essays. A lot of college applications require you to submit a college essay. Some example prompts could be describe something you do outside of school that you're passionate about, or describe to us why you're the perfect candidate for this university. Those are some examples of some college essays. Finally, register to take or retake the SAT or ACT. This one doesn't apply to every student because some students are satisfied with the score they got on these examinations. However, some students are not, so this is a time for you to register to take or retake the SAT or ACT. Research does prove that students do get a high grade when they take it the second time. So if you are satisfied with your score, even it is still a good idea for you to take one of these examinations again. Let's move on to mid-senior year, so that is around January to March. A lot of students feel that this is like the period of time where they don't have much to do because they already finished their college applications and their college essays and all of that stuff, but there is some things we can do during this time. First, applying to the FAFSA. You already identified all the universities you want to go to. Most of your college applications are done already, so it is time for you to complete the FAFSA. So it's time to gather all those documents and seek help for this application. And for those of you that don't know, FAFSA stands for the Federal Application for Federal Student Aid. So that is basically money to help you pay for college. Apply to scholarships. During this time, you can also apply to scholarships. There are a ton of scholarships online, thousands of scholarships online. So it is important to find those scholarships and identify those that you are eligible to apply for. Some examples or some websites that you can go to are scholarships.com and fastweb.com. Those are some websites that have lists of scholarships. So you can go ahead and try those resources out. Send high school transcripts for the universities you apply to. Sometimes or during this time, this is probably falls around the time where you're going to be sending your high school transcripts even though you haven't finished your senior year. But please make sure to check the deadlines and the admission requirements for the universities to see when exactly you have to send those high school transcripts. Alright, so you have got accepted to universities. It is around March, April, and now you have to evaluate each school you got accepted to because you have to decide where you actually want to go to. So right here are some questions that can actually help you decide. Do you want to go to a school that is far from home, or do you want it to be close to home, or just where you want it to be? Some students prefer maybe being isolated from their hometown for a little while. Some people don't want to leave their family behind. So these are important things to consider. Public versus private. The biggest difference between public versus private universities is the price and the size. Private universities tend to be smaller, while private universities also tend to be more expensive. So that is also an important detail to consider. Do they have my exact major? Some universities that you applied to probably have some similar major that you wanted to go into. For example, let's say in the beginning you always wanted to major in business, but this university doesn't offer a business major. Rather, they offer like a management or economics or things like that, but it's not exactly what you wanted to go into. So that is also important because you're going to be taking classes in this major and you actually want to be happy with what you're majoring in, because that is going to determine what you want to, the job you will get in the future. Is it large or small enough? Sometimes this is an important detail for the students, because if you go to a large school, there are more opportunities for you to get involved, and it's just bigger. There are bigger classes. It's like a different environment than what you're used to. Like in high school, you have like smaller classes and stuff. In a small setting or in a small university, you have more opportunities to make friends and get closer with people. So that is like, I guess like every university, every large and small university has its advantage. Setting: do you want an urban, a suburban, or rural setting? That is, urban is in the middle of a city. Suburban is like, you want it to be in between, like not too city, not too in the middle of nowhere. And rural is basically you're kind of isolated from the world. You're kind of in a place where there's not many things going around. If you still don't know if these questions are enough for you to decide which school you actually want to go ahead and visit the college, because if you visit the college, you can actually imagine yourself going there and you actually step foot in the college and you'll have a student experience while you're there. Next thing you want to do is compare financial aid packages. That is, you want to look at how much help are the universities offering you to be able to pay for it. So here are a few questions that will help you in narrowing down your college choices based on the financial aid packages. Will I have debt after I graduate? That is, will you have to take out a loan? Is the financial aid package offering you a loan to take out to be able to actually finance your studies? Do you have to borrow money from someone and things like that? Are they offering me scholarships? Are there scholarships I can apply to? Sometimes universities include scholarships in their financial aid packages, but sometimes you actually have to apply to scholarships specific to that university. And you can do that by researching your university's website and looking to see if there are any applications open for you to apply to those scholarships. How much will I have to contribute? On the FAFSA, there is this acronym called the EFC, which stands for the expected family contribution. That is, how much will you have to contribute towards your studies. And a lot of universities base off your financial aid packages based on that number and a bunch of other different things that you put in the FAFSA. So it is important to consider how much you will have to contribute and if they are offering you any extra help besides that. Work study: is the financial aid package giving you work study? So work study basically means that it is a part-time job that will help you pay for college. It is usually on campus, so the university is actually not giving you a job, but that is something that you have to look for. So that is also something you can do during your senior year. You can look for a job to compensate that work study. So yeah, look for a work study job on campus if you're interested in that. Next, do your research. So you want to find out more about the potential university you might be attending. That is, just go into their website and just like play around on the different links they have. Explore your major and the classes you will be taking. Universities actually have like a guide or actually have a list of the classes of the major you are going into in their website. So go ahead and look into that to see what classes you want to take, what classes you don't want to take, what classes are you super interested in, and things like that. Explore your major professors. So with your professors, like those are the people that have an extensive expertise in the major you want to go into. So you can reach out to these professors and and maybe see if they are teaching a class on one of the semesters or quarters or things. So yeah, explore the major professors and see if you want to take any of their classes. Explore resources available. Is there enough resources in this university that will help me in my success? Such resources can include academic resources, health resources, and safety resources. Call universities with any further questions. If you are unable to find the answer you're looking for on their website or on any other website, go ahead and call the university and the department that applies to your question. For example, if you have a question specific to financial aid, go ahead and call the financial aid department for admissions and things like that. Begin networking and making friends. So some universities have a Facebook page for students that just got admitted. For example, it could be UC Davis class of 2022 Facebook page or things like that. And they actually sometimes include it on the welcome email on your admissions email. So you can go ahead and click on it and interact with different students that got accepted at the same time that you did. Email your potential professors. As I mentioned before, you want to explore your professors, explore what their specialty is. If you would like to take their class someday, you can even send them an email introducing yourself if you would like. Find a roommate if you're staying in the dorms. Some people prefer to choose their roommate, others prefer to get rid of the stress of finding their roommate and seeing if they like them and things, and just go with what the university actually chooses for them. So for some students, they prefer finding a roommate and things. So you can go ahead and check out the Facebook page to see if you find somebody that you wouldn't mind sharing a room with. Senior year. So besides college, you also have to focus on your own academics, on your current academics. So that is, you have to study for your AP exams. A lot of AP exams happen during May. So you really have to study for your AP exams because universities don't want to see like senioritis and don't want to see you bring your grades down on your last year. Keep your grades up. So yeah, as I mentioned before, you want to avoid senioritis. Colleges don't like looking at a decrease in your grades and a decrease in your GPA. Don't stop being involved in extracurriculars and clubs. I know during your senior year, you're probably just focused on going to college and doing your college applications and applying for the FAFSA. Extracurriculars can relieve the stress of all of that and actually make you focus on something else that's not just college and academics. Finally, this is your senior year, so we obviously want you to have fun. This is your last year in high school, so go to your high school sports games. This is the last time you'll be ever going to these high school sports games as a student in your own high school. You can go to prom. That's pretty much something huge when you're in high school. Senior activities, there are a lot of senior activities that a lot of seniors plan. It could be like a senior sunset, or sometimes people do like a prank day, or just be active in these senior activities and just be involved in all of that fun stuff. Hang out with your friends, because then you're all going to be separated, or maybe you're not going to be able to go to the same college. So yeah, hang out with your friends for as much time as you would like. And of course, graduation is coming up. A lot of students graduate around May and June. So yeah, definitely get ready for graduation. All right, so we have reached the end of the college checklist for high school seniors workshop. Before I leave, I just want to say for you all to please download our Plexuss app. If you do, you will get instant notifications from my counselor. And we will also really appreciate it if you rate and review our app. We appreciate any feedback and any critiques you are able to give us. And also chat with my counselor if you have any questions regarding this video or about your specific journey to higher education. All right, thank you so much. I hope this workshop was very useful, and I'll see you in the next workshop.